You picked up your phone for 1 minute. 45 minutes later, you are still scrolling. You did not decide to keep going. You never made that choice. Something else made it for you. The app you are holding was not designed to inform you. It was not designed to entertain you. It was designed by the most sophisticated engineering teams on Earth to make stopping feel impossible. This is how they did it.
The story begins not with phones, but with pigeons. In 1950s, psychologist B.F. Skinner put pigeons in boxes with levers. When pigeons pressed lever, sometimes food appeared, sometimes nothing. The unpredictability drove the pigeons insane. They pressed the lever compulsively, thousands of times per hour. Skinner had accidentally discovered the most powerful addiction mechanism in nature: variable reward.
Every social media app is a Skinner box in your pocket. You pull down to refresh, sometimes something exciting appears, sometimes nothing. That unpredictability is not an accident. It was deliberately engineered. Former president of Pinterest, Asa Raskin, designed the infinite scroll specifically to replicate Skinner's variable reward mechanism. He later called it the greatest mistake of his career.
Your brain releases dopamine every time you pull down to refresh. Not when you find something good, the moment you pull. The anticipation itself is the drug. Scientists measured it precisely. The dopamine spike from pulling to refresh is identical to a gambler pulling a slot machine lever. You are not using social media. You are gambling with your attention. The like button was designed as a positivity feature, just a small heart, just an innocent thumbs up. But it became the most psychologically destructive feature in internet history. Every like notification is a tiny dopamine hit. Every post with fewer likes than expected is a tiny rejection. You posted your life, and the internet voted on its value. Your brain checks the score compulsively. Silicon Valley engineers use a term called persuasive technology, the science of designing products that change human behavior without the human realizing it. Every pixel of every social media app was tested on thousands of users to find the exact color, position, sound, and timing that maximizes compulsive use. The red notification dot was tested against every other color. Red won. Red triggers urgency. Red demands attention. Red was chosen deliberately. The sound design of social media notifications is not random. Every ping, every chime, every buzz was composed by audio psychologists to trigger exactly the right emotional response. The Facebook notification sound was specifically designed to make you feel socially included. The TikTok sound was designed to trigger curiosity. You are being played like an instrument by people you have never met. In 2017, Sean Parker, the founding president of Facebook, said something that shook the world. He admitted Facebook was built with one explicit goal: consuming as much human attention as possible. He said, "We gave you a little dopamine hit every once in a while because someone liked or commented on your photo. It exploits a vulnerability in human psychology." He said this openly, and nothing changed. Your brain has a limited resource called directed attention, the mental energy needed to focus deliberately. Every time you try to stop scrolling and fail, directed attention depletes. Every failed attempt to put down your phone makes the next attempt harder. Social media does not just steal your time, it steals the mental resource you need to take it back. The algorithm is not showing you what you like. It is showing you what makes you feel. Anger, outrage, fear, awe. These emotions keep you scrolling longer than happiness does. Facebook's internal research, leaked in 2021, showed they knowingly amplified outrage content because angry users scroll 3 times longer than contented ones. You are not being entertained. You are being emotionally harvested. There is a feature called autoplay that permanently changed human behavior. Before autoplay, you chose the next video. After autoplay, the choice was removed, eliminating that one moment of decision, that 2-second pause. increased viewing time on YouTube by 700%. The most powerful addiction tool ever built was not a feature, it was the removal of a gap. Your phone is designed to feel good in your hand. Not by accident. Apple spent years testing the exact weight, temperature, edge curve, and screen texture that makes the iPhone feel most satisfying to hold. The physical sensation of holding your phone releases a subtle comfort response. Putting it down feels like losing something warm and familiar. The addiction starts before you even open an app.
The average person checks their phone 96 times per day, once every 10 minutes. But here is what makes this extraordinary. 80% of those checks find nothing new. Nothing has changed. You already saw everything, yet you check again. Because the anticipation of something new releases dopamine, whether or not anything arrives. You are addicted to checking, not to finding.
Research from University of Pennsylvania proved something parents had suspected for years. Limiting social media to 30 minutes per day produced dramatic reductions in depression, anxiety, and loneliness within 3 weeks. Not quitting entirely, just 30 minutes. The dose makes the poison. The same platform that destroys mental health at 4 hours causes almost no harm at 30 minutes. The engineers who built these systems protect their own children from them. Steve Jobs did not allow his children to use iPads. Twitter's former CEO, Jack Dorsey, sends his children to a phone-free school. Google's former design ethicist, Tristan Harris, who spent years studying social media addiction, deleted every social media app from his phone permanently. The people who built the trap do not live inside it. The engineers who built these systems protect their own children from them. Steve Jobs did not allow his children to use iPads. Twitter's former CEO, Jack Dorsey, sends his children to a phone-free school. Google's former design ethicist, Tristan Harris, who spent years studying social media addiction, deleted every social media app from his phone permanently. The people who built the trap do not live inside it. Social media has created an entirely new form of human anxiety, called FOMO, fear of missing out. But research discovered FOMO is not caused by missing things. It is caused by seeing others not missing things. Every time you see someone else's highlight reel, your brain calculates what your life lacks by comparison. You were not anxious about your life until you saw theirs. The deepest truth about social media scrolling is this: you are not scrolling to find something. You are scrolling to feel something, or to feel nothing, to escape a conversation, avoid a task, numb an anxiety, postpone a difficult feeling. The phone is not the addiction. The escape is the addiction. Social media is just the most convenient door out of your own life. In 2023, researchers discovered something that changed everything we knew about social media addiction. The brain regions destroyed by excessive scrolling, the prefrontal cortex, responsible for decision-making and impulse control, are the exact same regions needed to stop scrolling. The app damages the part of your brain you need to fight the app. It is the most perfectly designed trap in human history. You are not weak for not being able to stop scrolling. You are human, up against billion-dollar engineering teams, decades of behavioral psychology research, and algorithms that know your vulnerabilities better than you do. The fact that you sometimes put the phone down against all of that is not a small thing. It is an act of extraordinary will. Subscribe now, because every week we find the incredible science hiding inside the simplest things you do every day.